But first tonight, why no political heads will ever roll over South Australia's worst health scandal. And as more cases of patient abuse surface at the Oakden mental health facility, the government continues to dig in and tough it out. So why is the minister in charge, Lisa Vlahos, so protected? Well, Hendrik Gout has the answer in our explosive investigation.
I do believe the Minister for Mental Health does need to resign.
Look, I'm not going to be bullied into resigning by people in the journalist pack or in the opposition.
Given the level of crisis that the residents at Oakden have faced, neglect, abuse, I don't think anyone can stand by and say this is not a sackable offence.
A memorial service for Robert Burke, tireless and gentle campaigner for mental health.
Your vision and advocacy has helped to inform and also highlight the inadequacies within the mental health system.
Bob Burke and his wife Judy helped set up a support group for families like his own who have members with borderline personality disorder.
They didn't want to see any other person living a life filled with such pain and trauma.
One of Bob's admirers, friend Kelly Vincent, is Dignity Party MP. A respected advocate for South Australians with physical disabilities, she says poor mental health is also a disability.
The government needs to invest heavily and respectfully and comprehensively in the lives of people with mental health conditions.
That's an astonishing 1 in 5 of us at some time in our lives. The number goes up as people age, at its worst when the very elderly suffer severe mental illness and dementia. For their supposed security and care, this is the state government's notorious Oakden facility, which demeans us all. And this is its minister.
Can you just track that way?
This report by South Australia's chief psychiatrist Aaron Groves says it was reprehensible. Faeces on their bodies and furniture, not even 2 baths a week, screaming, unattended for hours, beaten, given the wrong medicine, wrong dosages. Inhuman. But with human victims, parents, grandparents, Sprigs, Serpo, Baff, so many others. Stuart Johnson's mother was repeatedly bashed by the staff paid to look after her, thrown onto a toilet, slapped when she rang for help, while people in this parliament knew or should have known and did not have it stopped.
We feel patted on the head and told nothing else to look at here, we'll take care of it.
Well, they didn't take care of it, so now he's going to. The Independent Commissioner Against Corruption, Bruce Lander. Lander has announced an inquiry into Oakden with the same powers as a Royal Commission.
Nobody seems to want to accept the responsibility for it. Someone has to be responsible for it.
Government knew about problems at Oakden for 10 years. It failed Commonwealth accreditation standards. In 2008, a report revealed 13 major failings. In 2014, local federal MP Tony Zappia wrote to Health Minister Snelling. Vlahos wrote back to Zappia with false, reassuring platitudes. The principal community visitor sent Vlahos a warning letter. His damning report is tabled in Parliament. At last, the local area health boss orders an investigation. And on April 10, the chief psychiatrist's explosive report lobs on Vlahos's desk, here in her ministerial office. But she doesn't read it. She sat metres from the Premier over the next 3 days and didn't mention it. She posts on Facebook about her shoes and gin and tonic before she deigns to read it days later over the Easter holidays.
It is utterly shameful.
After she finally read it, she didn't even discuss it with the Mental Health Commissioner. She bumped into him hardware shopping at Bunnings a fortnight later, and they had a 30-second conversation, and no telling the Premier he was on a driving holiday in New South Wales.
We're all going on a summer holiday, no more working for a week or two.
People were telling her that someone might die unless things change.
Adjunct law professor Stephen Pilaris.
that should have rang an alarm in some brain that was switched on, that something was wrong here, then again the answer to the question, should she resign, is a no-brainer. The answer is yes.
So why is she still a minister? Liberal Stephen Wade.
Increasingly, he's looking as though he's captive to the right wing.
These were the best of times. January 2016. SDA member Vlahos is sworn into cabinet on the same day as former SDA boss Peter Malinauskas. An SDA deal presented to Jay Weatherall, who obediently complied. What is the SDA? It's the Shoppies Union, the largest, richest union in the state. 28,000 members in shops, supermarket, retail, mostly young, badly paid, many part-time or casual, dudded by their own union in industrial negotiations. SDA member Duncan Hart.
It left people worse off than the award, which is supposed to be the bare minimum.
While its union bosses, among them the most powerful in the country, rule the state ALP. Through its ranks have come MPs including Bettison, Digance, Kenyon, Kutsentonis, Oldenwalder, Picton, Snelling, No, Malinauskas and Lisa Vlahos. Sam Duluk is the Liberal member for Devonport.
I think to have one union, one organisation having so much influence over so many members of Parliament is indeed a bad thing.
Minister Vlahos represents the electorate of Taylor in Adelaide's north. She can't vote for herself here. She's not on the roll. She lives in the suburb of Urbray in Adelaide's south, where median income is almost 30 grand a year more than 'tis in Paralawi. But that won't matter soon. Under a factional deal brokered by the SDA coterie, Vlahos will leave this house to a spot in the Legislative Council where she won't have to worry about local electorates, while still remaining a minister.
We intend to put the residents at that facility front and centre in our thinking every single moment of the day.
The deputy leader will withdraw from the chamber under the sessional order for 1 hour.
And glad to do so. And she should resign.
And we have sought a response from the minister, so we will keep you updated. Hendrik Garner.